Okay, thank you. Brother Paz, I'm gonna say that
Okay, so I'm Jaffe
And,
Jenga from Nairobi, Kenya, and it's my pleasure to invite you all for the Artisan Conference for the year 2022 in Nairobi, Kenya, which you're targeting to take place between the 4th and the 16th of November. For now, we've been able to put together a few artists, people from the government, healthcare, students from universities, business people, small and large, for the roundtable meeting, which we intend to have on the 3rd of September. One thing I may tell you about Kenya is that welcome, we say karibu, and the greetings are habari yako, where you respond muzuri sana. And one of our slogans is hakuna matata, which means there's no problem. And I take this early opportunity also to invite you to come and visit our tourist attractions, which range from the Kenyan coast all the way to the Masai Mara, where you interact or rather get very close to the big five. And those are our big wild animals. It's of course a pleasure as a Jenga to host the conference. And one thing that we do is that we are a street rehabilitation center for children. We actually rehabilitate street children, and we use performing arts as a tool of rehabilitation. At Shangilia, we have more than 200 children, and they're all artists. And to just go straight into what we intend to happen on the 3rd, that is of September, is that we have invited a number of artists who include a video producer, a very popular video producer. We have 2 journalists on board. We have performing arts from the Shangilia children. We have a big girls chorale, that is Nairobi girls chorale. And we also have a professional dancer. We also have two visual artists. We have one, Charles, who is a creative artist. And we have Patrick, who is a very well-renowned fine artist. From the healthcare sector, we have a nutritionist, a physiotherapist, and a psychologist. We also have some IT participants. We have the government of Kenya, represented by the chief and the assistant chief. And we also have about 10 university students. We are in the process now of preparing our database for the business people who will also be taking part. Having said that, karibuni sana, which means welcome. Those coming on the 3rd, and that is Kim, you're most welcome. And the rest in November for the big conference. You are most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We know that it's 3 a.m. in Kenya, and you still took the time to officially welcome our experts that are coming in. Our European delegation is not able to be with us because of the time here, but we do have one of our keynote speakers here with us today as one of our experts. And I want to first begin by allowing Miss Elder Carly to introduce herself, her nation, and to talk about the mission of her workshop series and her delegation during the conference. And then we have a perfect example of what an expert at the Artisan Conference, connecting artists and art culture to sustainable development in our communities, what that looks like, and Mr. Obadiah Baker. And we're going to give him an opportunity to give us that template for what a workshop feels like when it's done successfully. But first, Elder Carly Town, are you with us?
Yes, greetings. My name is Elder Carly Town. I'm Gullah Geechee from the Gullah Geechee Nation. and the Gullah Geechee Nation is in the U.S. I am also Minister of Information for the Gullah Geechee Nation. I am so excited about coming. I have been just anticipating how it's going to be. I know it's going to be great. I bring with me my people from the Gullah Geechee Nation, and we are coming as there's several type of artists in the group, and I'll tell you more about that later. But I just wanted to say that the Gullah Geechee Nation it goes from Cape Fear, North Carolina, all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida, and 30 to 30 miles inland. And in that area, you find Gullah Geechee people. And these are those enslaved Africans that were brought to America through the cotton fields of America. And we have the highest retention of African tradition in America. So I'm so excited to bring our culture to you. It's a unique culture that's found along the coast of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And when you come here from Africa, you will think that you are in Africa. That's just how we have retained our culture. So without any further ado, I would like to say I am so glad to be coming to Kenya. I was in Tanzania in 2020, so I am familiar. I have family in Tanzania. So this seems like I'm just going home to family. And prayerfully, you all will be coming here one day. I thank TAI for inviting us, and we will continue to connect. We want to meet, connect, contribute, and build together. Thank you so much, Kim.
Beautiful, Elder Carly. I love to see global African people connect, and art and culture is the most effective way for us to do that. It's the one connection we never lost. And thank you for being an example, a shining example of that. I wish that Dr. Beryl Beekman, one of your co-keynote speakers, was going to be here today. I know it's also very late in the Netherlands today, but she will also be coming with her delegation from Europe. She is of Suriname. She's a Surinamese woman,
yes.
Living in the Netherlands, and she is the European representative for the International Decade for People of African Descent, which was supposed to originally end in 2024, but they have now said that it should be indefinite, that we should continually, the United Nations, advocate against the abuses of people of African descent. And so I just want to acknowledge that, because today is that day of celebration,
Yes.
August 31st, the International Day for People of African Descent. And so thank you, Dr. Beryl Beekman. Even though you're not here in the room with us, we appreciate the fact that you'll be with us. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Obadiah Baker. Mr. Obadiah, as an artist, he's a triple threat, well-rounded. Not only is he a filmmaker, but he's also an excellent pianist and composer. I feel like we've been missing each other in life. We went to some of the same schools, know a lot of the same people, and we were joined by one of the elders in our community. Our elders always keep us in alignment. Obadiah, could you tell us a little about who you are and the workshop that you'll be doing at the conference?
Definitely. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. How you doing? I'm Obadiah Baker. I'm the president and founder of 10 Hour Crusades. We're a nonprofit that serves at-risk youth. And actually, hold on. Hi, everyone. How you doing? And I'm president of, again, 10 Hour Crusades. We're a nonprofit that serves at-risk youth. And we service them through education community service. I'm also a doctoral student at Drexel University, studying leadership and management. My dissertation focuses around anti-racism, which is my passion, particularly using the arts to engage the community in a deeper conversation about racism. And one way I did that this year was through a film called The Shadow Between Us, which I am pleased to please inform. I actually had its premiere in Lagos, Nigeria this year at the Real-Time International Film Festival. So it's already made its way over to the continent of Africa, which I'm very, very excited about. Me personally, I'm also a descendant of Yoruba and the Fula people. My ancestors were Yoruba slaves traded onto the island of Barbados, and then later on, my ancestors came to the mainland America. So for me, I have a strong passion for, again, connecting Americans, African Americans to the African diaspora, letting them learn more about that connection, making that connection through the arts, through music, through dance, and of course through our Sankofa program, which is how I met a particular person by the name of Sister Yabila Ile, who brought me to this particular organization. So I'm very excited. I'm also a civil affairs officer inside the Army. I'm an Afghanistan war veteran. I'm a specialist in stability operations. And I'm also a Fulbright scholar, and will be doing the research abroad in Israel in 2023 to inform my dissertation on anti-racism and the arts. So I'm looking forward to coming out to the country of Kenya to, again, talk to other people there about ways to, again, engage the broader community around issues that are relevant to their community. And most importantly, use the arts as a way to sort of rebuild society and empower our people for success.
Thank you.
Incredible. Obadiah, in many ways, is an example of the level, the capacity, the magnitude at which we want to see impact from all of our experts coming into the country. So I see now that we have Mr. Nick Ogutu. He's actually a born Kenyan, but lives here with us in the US, and he will be one of our speakers at the conference this year. Nick, could you come off camera and introduce yourself and tell us a little about your workshop at the conference this year in Kenya?
I'm actually on the streets, but yes, you can now see me, right? Can you all see me? Yeah, thank you so much. I didn't even know this Zoom meeting was going on until Kim sent me the link. My name is Nick Ogutu. As she has said, I was born in Kenya, but I live here in the United States. I do my work here in New York and other states like Maryland, Boston, and Atlanta. So we run an organization called Safari Yangu. Safari Yangu is Swahili for my journey. So we document stories of Black immigrants. That's how it all started. The immigrants who came to the USA from Africa. But in the course of our work, we realized that we cannot share the stories of Black immigrants without integrating the African Americans, because we are all one and the same. So we started a magazine where the African Americans would interview the African immigrants, and will publish the pieces on our magazine. So we do have a YouTube channel, and we also have storytelling forums, which we conduct in different cities across the USA. But now our latest program, which is cultural exchange, where we bring artists of different genres from Africa to tour the USA. And we also take a group of African Americans from the USA to tour Africa. And actually our next trip is in December. So I'm very privileged to be part of what the Teaching Artists Institute has organized. It's a great platform for our artists. It's a great platform from our cultural practitioners. So really, I'm so happy to be joining this group of cultural activists.
Thank you. And the reason that I think you guys are such a healthy representation of experts that'll be joining us at the conference is because you come from 3 different worldviews, and yet you share the same passion, using art and culture as a tool to transform communities. And I just want to thank you for being that voice. We also have with us today Nati, as we so affectionately call him, a dancer, a scout master. He's holistically involved in the emancipation of young boys in our juvenile justice system. And he will also be speaking with us this year at the conference, a native of South Africa, but here with us in Washington, D.C. Nati, could you introduce yourself and tell us more about your work? Nati, are you with us?
He's still on mid camera. He's muted, Nati, if he was going to say anything.
Okay, I see him there. Maybe there are a few technical difficulties on his end. Baba Haki, I guess it's your turn. If you could let everybody know, Baba Haki is the board president for our organization. If you could tell them not only about the Teaching Artists Institute, but also your personal experience with the Artisan Conference.
Certainly, thank you all for being here. Haki Ami here. I'm actually from Baltimore, Maryland. So a little about myself. I'm an author, speaker, community activist here, politically activist. I sit on several unique boards in the state of Maryland. I am still an elected official in the city of Baltimore, but I always had aspirations to work and continue to organize in the Pan-African conscious cultural community. And so I've done a lot of tremendous research, and I've been to many different conferences in the US. And recently, well, several years ago, I wrote a book with Les Brown and George Frazier, both are international motivational speakers. But in terms of the Artisan Conference, I came on board. I mean, I knew of the work, and many in the Baltimore, DC area know about the work of Teaching Artists Institute. And so when the opportunity presented itself to travel to Tanzania during COVID, it looked like a good opportunity to visit Tanzania. I'm from the US, although my name is Haki Ami. That's an adopted name. I call that the re-Africanization process that we all must journey towards. So traveling to Tanzania, to Tusuba and Bagamoyo was an amazing experience for us. And we had an art tank competition, which we were excited about. And so somebody's driving. But so we were excited about all the contestants in the art tank and meeting all of the fans. Had a tremendous delegation with us at that time. And then last year, we moved to South Africa, where we had a delegation of indigenous native persons, we call them Turtle Island, here in the United States. So about 5 or 6 of them came with us to South Africa. And we also had a delegation from Tanzania joining us in South Africa. So we are excited about that. And one of the Tanzanians will be coming to Kenya with us this year. So we're looking forward to Kenya this year. I'm excited about the opportunity and the potential, just expanded beyond Tanzania. We've done much of our work in Tanzania since I've come on board, and that's strategic. But Kenya is right next door, and we couldn't ask for better partner collaborators with the Gullah Geechee Nation. And so over the next few days, next few weeks, shall I say, I probably will be reaching out for you, because we want to organize logistically to create more buzz for this, to really assist those that need to raise funds. I have a very sophisticated network of not just, I wouldn't say followers per se, but people that know of my work, I make it my business to get into the right spaces strategically. And so to get, shall I say, support, influence, and resources from my network. And so you all have I have to make you all look good, and you all have to make the Teaching Artists Institute look good so that we can facilitate a viable, constructive conference. So, and that's what I'm able to do, and make you all look good, and we'll have a successful event. And to assist your development and operations and whatever lane area that you all are engaged in. So I'm thinking holistic. I'm thinking about your business, your life, your movement, whatever it is that you're doing, and bridging that with the Teaching Artists Institute for this amazing experience. And so it's not just going to be a one-time experience, we would hope. And so this is where communication and execution comes in. So thank you. I don't want to be too long.
Absolutely. Ty is absolutely looking to be that international bridge that helps you build the capacity of your portfolio overseas. And so I want to just pull up a quick document that speaks to some of the benefits of being a speaker, and what that looks like. I hope that everyone can see my screen. And so I'm going to read along. Please do so. Speakers benefit. So first and foremost, you all are here because you have a little bit more than interest in the conference. You're confirmed, you're going, but I just want to remind you of the reason you signed up. As a speaker of the Artisan Conference, your unique expertise will be introduced to an international community of innovators, connectors, and creatives who are focused on art as a pedagogy and tool in sustainable development of emerging economies. And so that is the best resource we have, the most valuable asset in our bank, so to speak. Our motto for the organization is that culture is the new currency. And when it comes to currency and what is of value, the human resource is the greatest resource. And so us connecting you in Kenya to the who's who and the who's next and innovators and creators, if you're looking to work in art as a tool for social transformation or community development, if you're looking to build your international portfolio or see what it looks like to do what you do in your region effectively in another country, this is your big chance. Because you don't have to go through all the frogs and the kissing of the frogs that a lot of people have to go through when they begin their international portfolio development. We're walking you into a room as the expert to work with the top of the industry, those that are already there and those that are on the precipice of being there. And this is the fertile ground for partnership development. So as a speaker, by all means, hands down, that is the biggest opportunity we can provide you with, because many people, they don't have the resources to fail 2 and 3 times. And the reason that most international initiatives don't work, especially on the continent, is because you spend so many resources just trying to find the right team, the right people, the real connections, those that aren't corrupt, that aren't trying to, pay their bills and build on their family's land, and also not interested in what you're doing. And so the beauty of this space is that you're connecting with the people that really want to do this work, that are already doing it in their way, and they're just looking to find partners. They want to find you. So it looks like we also have Wise Words that just entered the room. Not sure who Wise Words is. I think their microphone is coming. We'll give them a chance. Maybe before they come around, Nati, I see you on camera now. Are you able to tell us who you are, where you're from, and about your art form?
Yes, good evening, everyone. And thank you once again for the opportunity to be a part of this platform. My name is Nati, known by Nati. And most of my youth, they call me Black Man, which I embrace very, very highly. Born in South Africa, and I'm here in the States working with the Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services. It's a juvenile facility. I work with at-risk youth. Of course, by profession before, I am a dancer actually, and I've been performing for as long as I can remember. So art is in me. I am art myself, and I grew up within the culture, within the South African culture itself. And where I am now, having crossed path with Thai Institute, it's been a pleasure to expose my work as well with the young men and the young women here in America. Also going to excursions, going camping, and also exposing them to the world outside of what they are used to. And in a nutshell, really, that's what I do. Of course, I'm also a restorative justice coordinator. I work with different stakeholders within the district of DC, and so that includes the Metropolitan Police Department, the school system, the religious, different denominations, and the families, and you talk about the community and what does that community look like, and of course, I've not been able to travel with the Thai Institute for the last two trips because of work, but this time through, I'm making an intention to make it possible for me to travel, to come to Kenya. Actually, I have very good friends from Kenya that I met when I was in Tunisia some years ago. One of my friends, he's actually a big yoga instructor in Kenya, and he's a performer as well. So I've performed with him a number of times. So it is going to be a pleasure to be in his motherland, and so looking forward to that opportunity. I'm keeping my fingers crossed and wishing all to the universe that it happens this time through. Thank you.
Yes, it is in alignment, my friend. And perhaps you can connect us with your friend on the ground. A friend of yours is a friend of mine. Let's see how we can get him involved for sure. I've also just seen Wise Words join us. Wise Words, while we take this introductory break, do you want to introduce us to your work and to what you're doing and why you're joining us in Kenya as a speaker this year?
Sure. So what I do is I'm a teacher, artist. Hold on one second. Yes, hello, how you doing? So my name is Quadre Stuckey. So what I do is I do a lot of Gullah Geechee culture work. I'm an artist, teacher, author, community activist. I do a lot of work with the children in the community, and throughout, the Gullah Geechee Nation. Me and Elder Town, we do a lot of shows almost every month, along with Queen Quet, just keeping the culture alive and awareness throughout the nation, and people that don't know about the Gullah Geechee Nation, informing them, that our people and our ancestors were the ones that helped, built this country and built, the city of Charleston. So just keeping them aware of our history and our culture and keeping it thriving and going.
Beautiful. And we are recording, so we'll make sure that you get a copy of the recording so you can see some of the introductions that you missed prior to being able to tune in with us. I'm going to continue sharing some of the benefits of being a speaker with us in general, but also specifically this. One of the things that I didn't mention before is that this is an election year for Kenya. And if you don't know what happens to the symbolic landscape of a country in development during election season, I can tell you that it makes everybody a little nervous. And so using art as a tool for peace building, for co-creation and connection, those things are foundational. They are mandatory. They're essential. And so we are part of history. Having our conference in Kenya this year, it wasn't a part of the plan because Kenya was in an election year. It just so happened to be in divine alignment. And so we're glad to be a part of the conversation. So moving on, we mentioned that connecting to the human resource was a currency. It was one of the most valuable ones that we have in the Teaching Artists Institute. And that is one of the benefits of being a speaker. So if you are one of those experts that are coming in town and you're bringing your project and you're presenting concepts around your theories, but you're looking to work in Kenya beyond the conference, please let us know. Let us know in advance so that we can invite the right people to your breakout session, so that we can make sure they're in the room. You can do your pitch to the people that could potentially be your partners. So I'm going to continue with this newfound network of on the symbolic landscape that celebrates Indigenous knowledge systems and perspective will find new color. So that's kind of broken up, being connected from the first statement. But I just want you to know that we celebrate Indigenous knowledge. We're not looking to be the Roberts rules. We're not looking for templates that already exist. Feel free to bring your interpretation to your breakout session. We're not going to give you a template that says, hey, what's the title? What are your tenets? What is your overview? This is your time frame. Yeah, we do have a time frame. We're going to be in Tanzania for 4 days, but we want to know what you're trying to communicate, what you're trying to achieve. Let us know what the goal
Kenya,
is.
Kenya, Kim. You said Tanzania. I know it's hard.
I'm sorry. We work in Tanzania so often. Thank you, Baba Haki. This is Kenya. We want to know what your objectives are at the conference in Kenya this year. We want to know what you want to achieve, what you're trying to communicate. Let us know that in the best way you creatively can. And then let us figure out how to achieve that. We don't want to confine you. We don't want to say, this is the format. This is not the military. And though we are an army of teaching artists around the world, make no mistake about it, we have an opportunity here, an opportunity to not be confined by conventional thinking. We're disrupting conventional thinking. And that's what using Indigenous knowledge systems means. It means going within yourself and deciding how to most effectively deliver the information that you have to give us. And so you're going to ask us a million questions. How should I give you this information? What is it? What is the space? What does the venue look like? And we'll tell you all those things, but also be prepared to tell us what you need. Be prepared to tell us what you have in mind, because we want to make it happen for you. We want to create and be the platform that you need to best disseminate the information that you have to facilitate connection. So through arts, integration, coaching, and interdisciplinary consultation, your conference workshop will illuminate the wealth of knowledge you bring and also consider our artisan conference theory. So what does that mean? That means that you're not on your own. We want to talk with each and every one of you about your breakout session and give you strong suggestions about what the Kenyan people want and what they need. A part of that is going to happen on this Saturday. Tomorrow, I fly out to Kenya, and along with my brother Jinga, we're going to meet with stakeholders from across the Kenyan symbolic landscape and figure out what's already happening on the ground. Talk to them about what Kenya needs, how Kenya has been addressing their own issues so that we can build the capacity of what's already happening. We don't have all the answers. We're experts not because we have all the solutions, but because we understand the need for co-creation and partnership. And we want to make sure that we're consulting you as you develop the best delivery for your topic. And we're doing that by giving you the information about the local, about the organizations and entities that are already doing work, what's been effective, what hasn't been. I want you to remember that Artisan for us as an organization is a feasibility study. It's our moving, living research. It's only the beginning of our journey, because Artisan is not a conference that you traditionally know. It's our first step at meeting the country officially, hoping that we find ways to work with them over the next 5 years at a minimum, and hoping that you, or one breakout session, if not this breakout session, if not this speaker, then the next speaker will be a part of that. that we can support your projects and their developments and the conversations that you develop in your breakout sessions. We can support the implementation of those concepts and ideas over the next 5 years. And so we are going to consult you through this process. So please send us your availability so that we can begin that after this weekend. By the way, after this weekend. So last but not least, today you have joined an elite core of global citizenry. Artisan Conference Speakers Program is proud to have the opportunity to support your powerful decision to share in our knowledge without borders. What a beautifully woven tapestry you will add to the Thai family fabric of vibrant color. And we mean that. We are going to introduce you to a network of teaching artists, culture keepers, and creators from around the world. Our keynote speakers, we have 4. They all bring delegations, and they represent different regions of the world. This year, out of Ghana, Bernard Mordna. He's out of the northern region of Ghana, a place most people never go, the northwest of Wa. A politician and international activist. You'll have an opportunity to meet him. If you've never been to Ghana, this is your chance. You're going to have, as I mentioned earlier today, in celebration of the UN International Decade for People of African Descent, Dr. Beryl Beekman out of Suriname in South America, who was raised and built her career in the Netherlands, bringing an international decade, but also not just the network of the UN, but African Europeans from across the European continent that are doing this work, you know, building conversations with them about ways to spread what you're doing, not just in Kenya, but maybe in Europe next year. Who knows where this will take your career? And then we are still working, but on the ground, it is our hope that we will have Mr. P.L.O. Lumumba himself. Boniface is still working on that, and we are fingers crossed, hoping that he will be our keynote speaker. I know Jenja can probably speak to that. You've been in communication with Boniface, and so we are appreciative. So now that we've talked about some of the benefits of being a speaker, I'm going to pull up our next slide, so to speak, and we're going to talk about how we make all of this happen. So you guys are going to have to help us with registration. The reason that we've chosen you is not because you're super special, creative, and innovative, but because we understand how artists have the largest bullhorn. You are the civic engagers. You're the connectors. You know the people, and they listen to you. So when you tell them you need to register for the Artisan Conference, they're going to listen. So we need your help. We need you to help us get in-person and virtual registrations. Now, of course, a virtual registration is only $40. So not big deal by any stretch of the imagination. If you are able to bring in-person delegates, please let us know in advance so that we can help them with the logistics. Now, of course, with registration for the in-person delegates that are registered to attend, it includes 4 days of the conference. It also includes the gala. It includes a day of service and a tour of the surrounding area, which is Nairobi. It does not include your flight. It does not include your hotel. Though we give you recommendations of all those things, the price that they pay to attend the conference does not include them. It does include their meals each day, because there will be meals at the conference. It includes their swag bag. It includes their tour of the city on the day that we do a tour of the city. But I just want to be very clear about that in the beginning. For all of you that are speakers on the call today, we're asking $2,000. Now, let me tell you what that includes. Outside of all the paraphernalia, your pop-up banner and poster outside your presentation area, most of that money goes towards our day of service. Every year, our conference culminates in a day of service. We don't want to be the conference that just talks about it. Even before we leave, before we get into our 5-year trajectory of how we're going to continue to support the region that we're in and the breakout sessions that had potential, we're going to do something before we leave. We want something concrete that is a demonstration of art for social transformation. We've in the past done sound gardens. we've done murals, and one tradition that we've kept in the conference is our art tank competition. So our art tank competition, it gives us an opportunity to, right there at the conference, begin supporting local artists and artpreneurs. So we use our keynote speakers as the judges. I'm not a judge. Baba Haki is not a judge. Maybe one of you outside of Elder Carly will be a judge. But we allow local artists and artisans to compete for a monthly consultation session and a monthly financial stipend that they receive for 12 months, as well as an all expense paid trip to our next conference. And so this is really important to us because what we realized when doing our conference in Uganda, and I'll pull that up for you guys now, what we realized is that the artists in the areas didn't even have the capacity to pay registration to attend the conference. And so what we said is that nothing from nothing leaves nothing. And we need to find a way to be a part of the solution to this problem now. And so this is our way of doing that, and also demonstrating the vast amount of creativity that we find in developing nations, which is why they're developing at the speed of light. We want to be a part of that. We want to be connected to the energy. Hopefully it'll rub off on us a little bit. So I have a video that I want to show from the young man that won this competition in South Africa. I mean, incredible young man. And I'm also going to talk about the tragedy of why why we can't do this work alone, why it really does take partnership. It's not just us from abroad coming to say what we have to say and, then going back to wherever we go to. We really need our on-ground partners to support this process beyond the conference. And so I'm sharing now, I hope. Let me see if hopefully you can hear it. I'm going to paste it and share. Can you all hear? Let me. Can you hear?
Not yet.
Yeah, we don't hear anything.
Okay, here. Let me put it in the chat, please. I got it.
Okay, could you all hear that?
No, we couldn't hear nothing at all.
Wow. Okay. I think maybe it was because I'm doing it from my phone. Would anyone like to volunteer? Someone that's tuning in from their computer? I could make you the host temporarily so you could play the video so everyone could hear. Anybody?
I'm on my phone, so it probably would do the same exact thing.
Where is it?
I can try from my computer if you send me the link.
Okay, I'm gonna post it inside the group chat. And it's only 1 minute long. So it's not a long video, but I just wanted to be the introduction to a very short conversation about some of the things that we've done correctly and some of the things that we wish went differently. Was that Obi that said you would share?
Yes. Yep, that's
Okay.
me.
I'm making you the host, Obi.
Okay.
So you're now the host, and the link to the video is inside of our group chat.
Okay. Let me share a sound. All right. And here we go.
Congratulations to everyone who's watching this video. My name is Sipo Kupega, a 16-year-old boy who is doing grade 11 in Vosloorus Comprehensive Secondary School. I live in South Africa, Gauteng, which is in Boksburg, in the south of Katlehong, here in Vosloorus. I'm driven in the roots of success, and this passion of mine was reignited by the TAI, which is the Teaching Artist Institute. I remember correctly, it was on the 6th of November, where the TAI came to the Constitution Hill, which is based in Johannesburg, here in South Africa. They hosted a competition, which is the Art Tank. It was part of the 5th International Conference on Art for Social Transformation ARTIZEN 2021 on the South African edition. And ladies and gentlemen, me and my school, we were declared the winners simply because we were carrying a goal that will improve our school. We are going to improve the creativity in there, the confidence, and reigniting the art that is within the school. So ladies and gentlemen, watch out for the journey of my improvement in schools, neighborhoods, and myself has begun.
Thank you, OB. I appreciate that. And the reason that watching that video is so sad to me, because 2 months ago, we stopped hearing from Boyke. And Mr. Kubeka, that's his last name, he's only 16 years old. And it takes a strong on-ground partner to continue the implementation of the mission and goals of the conference beyond conference day. I just want to continually reinforce the fact that it is bigger than a conference. This is a movement, and you've now joined it. And whether you continue beyond the conference as an expert that's implementing a project, or if you just, bless us with your information, knowledge, and co-creation while on the ground in November, we just want to remind you that you've joined a movement and that your involvement in the conference will continually support projects like his. So I just want to hear again from Jenga. I know it's so late in Kenya, and we appreciate you being here throughout this time. If you could just talk with us again about your commitment to making sure that this is effective, and that just, I think it reminds us of why this work is so necessary, especially during an election year in Kenya.
Well, once again, I'm Jenga. For those who are not there before, and I run an institution called Tumshangiliani Mtoto, which means Rejoice Child. We do rehabilitation of street children and children from difficult backgrounds. And our core tool of rehabilitation is the performing arts. We were founded in the year 1994 by a very prominent and popular Kenyan actress, that is the late Anne Wanjugu. Now, we cannot really underestimate the effects of performing arts on the effects it has on children who've been traumatized and who have grown through very difficult times. When you talk about difficult times in Kenya, I don't know who to compare it with, but it's truly difficult because these are children who actually are forced to become adults at as early age of 4-5 years. By the time a girl is about 10 years, she's considered to be an adult living in the streets. By the time a young man is around the same age, 10, 12 years, they are already joining, what do you call it, like robbery groups, which are very popular in the streets of Kenya. During elections, These are people who are really used by politicians, and especially the young people, to cause disturbances, confusion, and in most cases, violence in the process of getting votes from different corners of the cities. And when and one of the things that this conference will do is bring together these young people, because I have very many young people out there, and I've invited quite a good number of them, and they'll come and listen to what really performing arts is about, and how we should emphasize on peace, and especially after the elections. Our country, in our country, we are 42 dialects. We call them tribes. We actually 42 different cultures, very different perception of life. And unfortunately, I must say that quite a number of our politicians use these dialects to spread, to campaign for their winnings. So they spread hatred or bias using this particular, the different tribes. And this normally leaves our country in tatters. And more often than not, you'll find there's violence that breaks up against the different dialects. Even if you're neighbors, where we are, we have all the dialects. Where Tumshangilian is, we are next to a slum, where before elections, we are brothers and sisters. But during and after elections, we can almost be like sworn enemies. And this is the time that what you do becomes very, very important, because you use this kind of a conference now to remind the people that you're still the old brothers and sisters, and you don't have to fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenga. I appreciate that. You know, what Jenga didn't say about himself is that he's actually a businessman. He never wanted to do this art stuff, but it grabbed him. And once art gets you, you can't get away from it.
I'm not an artist, I must say that. But for the last 26 years, I've been dealing with artists, because Shangili is all about art. So I try to be a director of artists.
You know, in the Teacher Artist Institute, we believe that art is simply creation. And so even ideas are art for us. And so before you know it, you'll be talking our language. Don't you worry.
Sure.
So I want to thank you guys for being a part of our introduction to the Artisan Conference for our experts. The journey, of course, we'll have 3 more of these before we see you on the ground in November. We're looking forward to co-create, not necessarily from the same topic or subject, but we want the energy of the speakers to rub off. We want, you know, when your region is fundraising to get your funds together for your flight, etc. When you are trying to think about how you plan to creatively deliver your information, I'm hoping that somebody else is going to inspire you as we go along this journey. So we will connect again once in September, once in October, and then in November, we will be on the ground. And so look around, and keep these faces and names in mind. They're going to be your co-creators throughout this process. Thank you again for being with us. Again, today is August 31st, and we barely just made it to start us off in August, but here we are. Baba Haki, I saw that your hand was up, so I want to acknowledge you. Would you like to close us out?
Well, yeah, I will, and definitely, I know we've been very long, but I just wanted to add something to the comment, and that'll be it. But to the comment about what happened in South Africa, and I mean, it's unfortunate, but what I will say is that we have had some tremendous successes. And speaking of the Art 10 competition, the group that was the winner in Tanzania was a group called Magamoto, and they came with us to South Africa, 5 of them. And from there, we got their passports. They performed at our conference and worked with the young man, but also we took them to the embassy in South Africa, to the Tanzanian embassy, and we met with the commissioner. And so from there, word spread back to Tanzania that, you know, these Tanzanians are in South Africa, because they didn't, you know, we didn't get the word to them ahead of time, but word spread back. And now, just like some months ago, they have been touring significantly. They've been to Dubai, they've been to New York, and they've been to Los Angeles. And that was with the president of Tanzania, Mama Samia, the new president there. So, you know, we didn't, you know, like call the president and tell her to do it, but, you know, just we planted the seeds, we did some foundational work, and they are excited about, you know, the Teaching Artists Institute in Tanzania and a conference that started with the art team. So I just wanted to let it be known that, you know, that tremendous impact has been felt all throughout Tanzania from just that art team and, you know, us working with the artists. And so that's what, you know, the Teaching Artists Institute should be about, creating some success stories that we can have, however that is defined. But, you know, not many continental Africans can say that they've traveled with their president, artists, to perform in the United States. Not just one, not just two, but a group of them have traveled there. So that's definitely, I like to highlight that all the time. So that's all I have. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Geechee. I mean, that is a big deal. We celebrate them. The reason that I mentioned
South Africa is because, you know, Boyke Kubeka was so young. He was only 16. And unlike Magamoto, with group members as old as 38 years old and, you know, all mostly college educated, he was just a high school young boy, and he needed the support. And so that's what I mean by it is a partnership that we, you know, we need our team. We need our on-ground partners to continue this work beyond the conference, because that is the point. This is not a talk shop. We're not just coming to talk and leave and see you next lifetime. What we're trying to do is plant seeds that will grow, just like that of Magamoto. Moto means fire, and they are fire, just like it says. And so thank you for reminding me of that very beautiful success story. Elder Carly, I can see your lips moving.
I know, right? I just wanted to say this is all divine order, because earlier I was on a conference with Queen Quet. We were on the conference with a working group from the UN, and we joined them for the International Day for People of African Descent. So all of this, all today has been all about this same subject. So I know that it's divine order. I'm excited, and I thank Quadre for coming. He's a phenomenal artist, and I'm quite sure that when he gets to Kenya, people are going to love him. They might want to keep him. So, but anyway, I appreciate you, Kim and Hakeem, and everybody here. It's all divine order. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Elder Carly, you just started us off, but of course, I want to pass the basket before we go. Does anybody else have anything to put in our basket? Any closing words or statements before we see you next time? All right, that is it. Until next time, we'll send you a link for September, and I will send you official applications. Everybody has already acknowledged. Some of you have even purchased flights, but we want to make sure your official application is completed so that we can get the process officially started with promotion on the ground in Kenya. Again, I will be there starting tomorrow for our Artisan Ambassadors Roundtable, September 3rd, this Saturday, and I'll send a link for you to all tune in virtually so that you can hear from some of the local practitioners for yourself and begin to consider what they've said in your breakout session this November. And you guys have a good night.
And
Thank
should
you,
I say,
everyone.
Jingle,
Have a
you
good
have a
night.
good morning, a good early morning in Kenya.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.